You've heard us talk about them. They're in, and they're on the website.
Absolutely. Our brand new America's Diesel podcast, branded bills, badass, flex fit, performance material, sweat stain resistant. It literally feels like it cools your head.
I don't know how that's
amazing.
possible, but somehow it is. Yeah, you can rock it. You know, I'm more of a flat bill kind of guy. You can do that. You can curve it. For all you taco holder guys, you can even throw that in there.
Yeah.
And then snap back with a little bit of the flex fit.
Yeah.
Big head approved, small head approved.
And it's extremely comfortable. I almost guarantee, I say almost guarantee. No, I guarantee this is the most comfortable hat you will ever wear. And the logo, rubber, awesome.
Yeah.
Came out great.
Super detailed rubber on there, so it's never going to fade on you. If you want to get one of these in your hands, they are $50, shipped to the lower 48, plus tax, if applicable in your state. Just go on the dieselpowerproducts.com, search hat, look for the fantastic Jam and Eagle logo, pick yourself up some before they're out of stock.
Yeah.
You're listening to America's Diesel Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to rehash it again. The 6.4 Powerstroke. That's right. We're going to get into the 6.4 Powerstroke. We're going to talk about it. We're going to debate a little bit. And we're going to come to possibly a couple of conclusions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm already have my mind made up.
I got a conclusion already.
I've got a conclusion, yeah.
Don't do it. Is that your conclusion?
It's not a hatchback.
Not a hatchback.
Well, if the glass with the trunk, I mean, it's a hatchback, even though it's a sedan, it's a car.
For those of you wondering, we just did a live session. So we do go live on our Instagram page every Wednesday right around 5 p.m. Pacific time because we film every Wednesday and we film 2 episodes. So between every filming session, we go live real quick. And we had a lively debate about what is a hatchback. We were talking about the Audi A7s, like the late 2010s. And as far as I know, because I'm right, when you have a hatchback, it's because the trunk lid opens with the window. And then Tyler's like, well, that means all these other things are hatchback. Yes, they are. Like a Ford Explorer, hatchback. Ford Escape, hatchback. Fox Body Mustang, hatchback. You can have a notchback Mustang, like a Fox Body with a notch in it. The glass doesn't open with the trunk lid. Not a hatchback. It's a coupe, if you will.
That's just weird.
He's just pissed.
This week's podcast episode is brought to you by Fuel Bomb Diesel Additive, an additive designed for diesel enthusiasts, made by diesel enthusiasts. Ben, take it away.
Hell yeah, dude. So this is our in-house Fuel Bomb fuel additive for your diesel truck. Our biggest thing here is making sure that you can pretty much always have diesel additive on you all the time. You've got a lot of other additives out on the market they have anti-gel in there all the time. They have cetane in there all the time. They end up being big and bulky bottles. Our standard everyday diesel fuel additive is 1 ounce per 32 gallons, and that's its main job is to make sure that your fuel system stays lubricated and prevents the formation of algae. And it should also help you in colder climates too.
Should definitely help you in colder climates. Along with cleaning your fuel system and maintaining it, it'll also help you bump that cetane number up for a more efficient burn of your diesel fuel. And if cetane is just what you're after, there's the Fuel Bomb Hellfire, which is our straight 8+ cetane enhancer.
Yeah, and you guys asked, and we brought them back. We did go away from the bottles that didn't have the measuring little parts in there. We brought them back for you, so now you can measure out your 1 ounce per 32 gallons for the F-Bomb or 4 ounces per 32 gallons for the Hellfire.
Both these additives are available on our website, dieselpowerproducts.com. Now let's get back to that episode.
Anyways, thanks for tuning in. This has been Tyler on America's Diesel Podcast. Coming at you from Spokane, Washington. Make sure and check us out on Google Play, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, anywhere you listen to podcasts. You can find us on there by searching America's Diesel Podcast.
It's a sportback.
What's a sportsback?
That's what they call it.
What?
That's what they call it in 2023. 2023 Audi A7 luxury sportback.
They're just trying to not call it a hatchback.
Because nobody likes hatchbacks.
Doesn't mean that's not what it is.
Okay. It's a sportback.
No.
It's new. It's new. It's the sportback. It's a new series of vehicle.
Therefore, in 2023, we now refer to hatchbacks as sportback.
Your wife's got a sportback.
Okay.
Doesn't that make you feel better?
I mean, cars now have pronouns, right?
Yeah. It's a sportback.
You can find us on any podcast. Backface.
Backface. 10 points to whoever can point out that movie reference.
Aim for the grass. Aim for the bushes, aim for the grass, whatever. Yeah. No drinks.
No
drinks.
drinks. No drinks. Sorry. I
You
can't.
can find us on any podcast avenues by searching America's Diesel Podcast. Also check us out on the Instagram and our Facebook group. There are 3 questions that you have to answer to get in the group. There are many right answers and many wrong answers. I designed it that way, and I approve and deny everybody that gets in there. Right now, we have a 33% decline rate, trying to keep all the bots out, and also trying to keep out people that don't actually listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Also, you may notice a globe on our. We do take. If you send us a souvenir, we will put it on our table, no matter what.
Oh, shit. Why would you say that? Why would you say that last part? You could have done the whole thing with it. You know we're going to get
no matter what.
You know we're going to get like a giant dildo now, right?
Not since you mentioned it. Now it's gonna sit on your side, and I think the globe should come over here.
Yeah, Tyler might need it a little bit more.
Yeah. I'm offending people worldwide now.
Tyler reviews. This is the worst intro ever.
It's not. It's the best.
I think it's going swimmingly.
It flows like a majestic river. 5-star reviews.
Where's the river, Tyler? What continent?
Well, there's a couple we can talk about here.
Let me check my globe.
Yeah, let me check my globe here. You know, this water.
You can always tell when it's the second episode of the day when intros start like this because we've already had a couple.
Well, especially today.
Shout out to our GM Cooper
Shout out
for
to Cooper.
making us old fashions.
Old fashions.
They were
Yeah, we're getting old fashioned drunk here today.
Tyler. Yeah, reviews.
I got it.
I know.
Leave your 5-star review on any of those friggin' awesome podcast platforms. Screenshot it and send it to podcast@dieselpowerproducts.com, and hopefully Ben will send you a sticker
Hopefully.
that looks just like the logo on my hat.
And her background.
Because Ben looks like he walked out of a Yellowstone set.
Dude, this is a
Today.
Quicksilver flannel, okay? I've had this thing for like 12 years. I take that back. It's 10 years. My mother-in-law got it for me before she was my mother-in-law.
Right before she died.
This is why Tyler doesn't get in verbal altercations with people. His comebacks are like, they're like 30% on target, 30% like good, and the other you're just like, what? It's like arguing with a kid, like a 5-year-old.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, oh yeah, well your truck is doo doo. What?
You can't. What's your comeback?
Give
from
me a
that?
juice box.
Yeah.
I'll kill you.
Yeah.
If you're placing an order on the website, make sure and note in there that you are a podcast listener because evidently we talk about things that don't have to do with trucks, but it's okay because we all bring it around full circle. We're going to talk about the 6.4 Powerstrokes because that we can tally up the orders at the end of the month. Or I do that. And man, I'm getting loose. Let's just get the show on the road.
Yeah.
Buy from us. We love you.
Done.
6.4 Powerstroke.
A glorious, glorious engineering marvel. This truck.
All jokes aside,
It
yes,
kind of is.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
So we have an episode a while back, and it was 6.0 versus 6.4. I don't remember exactly what number it is. Can you look up what number that was, Corey? But it was basically, and my premise on that was like, did the 6.4 get a bad rap just from when it came around? Because it got, murdered down with all these like new emission stuff on there, had all these constraints about it. But
it had 2 turbos.
it had 2 turbos, and it was common rail. And it was like
Yeah.
with crazy crystal injectors with gnomes inside.
Yeah.
And wizards and shit.
Wizardry.
Yeah. Those are Pizio injectors,
Yeah.
by the way.
Comes straight from Hogwarts.
Hogwarts, yeah. Leviosa and shit. We've all seen that video. You know what I'm talking about. So, and in my opinion, I think the 6.4 did get a little bit of a bad rap. A little bit. But what we're about to talk about basically would have happened no matter what.
Yeah.
So, I have fallen into the trap as well because there's constantly, if you're looking for a truck, you seem to like, well, these newer trucks and these older trucks, but man, there's these like 08 to 10 trucks that are like really nice. They're like a bargain. Like I'm finding these really nice King Ranch trucks with not a lot of miles on them for like $18,000.
Yeah.
Like if I go forward just one more year, they're like $80,000. Like I should just buy this one.
Yeah.
And then you talk to your friend. It's episode 204, by the way, 6.0 versus 6.4. Highly recommend you listen to it. But episode 204. But then there's they buy it and maybe figure it out, or unfortunately it breaks and then they really figure it out, or they talk to a friend that's a diesel guy maybe, and they're kind of like, huh, I'm not sure about that one. And then they figure it out.
Yeah.
Or you talk to one of us, or like Chase did in our Facebook group. He threw out a comment, and this is the kind of good chats that, honestly, this is one of my favorite threads that we've had in the Facebook group so far, because first off, Chase got Facebook purely just to get in the group, which I love.
Yeah.
We have a couple guys that did that. I greatly appreciate it. But he was looking for a truck for his dad, and it's a 6.4. And he just posted like, all right, guys, what's the deal? Like, should my dad get this truck or not? With his budget's really nice, blah, blah, blah. And I basically commented back like, hey, man, I wouldn't touch 6.4 10-foot pole, like, unless you know what you're getting into, blah, blah, blah. Like, even more so than a 6.0 or high mileage anything like that. And if that's the budget, if I were your dad, I would honestly, and I posted a link to it's in Southern California. It's probably still for sale as of today, which is the 18th, January 18th. But it's like a one owner 07 King Ranch 4-door long bed F350, basically bone stock, for like, I think yesterday I saw it was like $19,000. And I was like, that's the truck. Like, if you're looking for that, like, you're basically just swapping out the 6 over the 6.4 at that point.
Yeah.
And that thing is all the problems the 6.0 had. They're all known. And the thing is, if you stop listening to this episode after what I say right now, then at least you'll get the gist of it, okay? When 6.0s fail, they lift ahead.
Yeah.
Or if you happen to eat a lifter, it's bad. You know, at least pull the engine and get things tatered, and go on that. But they're not quite as bad. And let's say you do ruin a 6.0 engine, there's a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're not super expensive. I know nobody wants to spend $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 on an engine, but at the end of the day, it's a lot better than $26,000.
Yeah.
$24,000. Because when 6.4's fail, they tend to fail spectacularly. They tend to crack pistons. Yeah. And it's not so like, oh, I got a blue head gasket. I'll put, new heads, maybe O-ring, and throw some head studs on there. It'll be good to go.
Yeah.
No,
it's like bottom end.
These things they tater.
Yeah.
They go out in style.
Tell me if this analogy would work. So like the 6.4 of the diesel world is like the rotary engine RX-7 of the car world. They ran really freaking good and they're,
very close,
amazing tuning. But when they failed, like what was it, like the what was that part in those rotary engines that failed? It was like some sort of ring. It was basically like a ring, but you had to like tear apart the entire engine to get to this like one little part.
You're screwed.
And you're screwed. You got to rebuild the engine.
So the analogy that me and Tyler were talking about today a little bit is, and we're going to explain more of that once we get this out there, because it is what it is. But to me, a 6.4 is, and again, don't get me wrong, they're nice trucks, okay? You take the 6.4 out of the equation, good looking exterior. Transmission 5R110 or the 5R110W, bulletproof.
Interior.
Transfer case, great. Drivetrain, great. Frame, great. Bed, great. Interior, top notch.
Yeah.
Like, Ford in 2008 basically said, hey, everybody else's interior, suck my left nut.
Yeah.
Like, they came in hard.
Yeah, they were making GMs look like passenger car shit. Like, I mean, they really were. I mean, I really enjoyed the exterior and the interiors of those trucks. It felt like a truck, and it was just
really nice,
nice. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Everything was beefy. The dash was cool. It
had angles on it.
Yeah, it was just like, man, this thing and the seats, the whole setup just made it feel like just a man's truck.
Yeah.
But then there was the engine.
You got the damn 6.4, right? So how I see 6.4s, and I akin a 6.4 basically to an exotic vehicle. And I'm not saying they are exotic, but kind of like what you're saying with the RX-7.
Yeah.
It's for someone that is okay owning a 6.4, it's the person that, they can take it out and drive it. And if it breaks down, they're not worried about it. Yeah. And every time it breaks down, because it's going to, it may cost $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. And it's going to be down for 2, 3, 6 to 9 months. And you're going to be okay with that because it's a truck that you like and it makes you happy and you have the money to be able to do that and you're okay with it.
Yeah.
But where people get underwater on that is like, this is my only vehicle. I need it for work. I have a loan out for 125% of what this thing's worth. Yeah. And now you're telling me I got to buy a $26,000 engine? Because yes, the replacement engines are legitimately like over $20,000, period.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when they tater, they go. And so I opened up a thread on the old Facebook page, which again, hopefully everybody here gets into. And I wanted to hear good, tell me your 6'4" horror stories. And I tell you what, boys, we got them. Okay. We got some 6'4" horror stories. And I think that one of my favorite ones is from Mitch over at Dynamite, Mitch Carrera. And I always feel like I'm saying his last name wrong, but yeah, Carrera. And you've heard us talk about how certain trucks you could just literally beep, bop, boop, like 350 horsepower.
Yeah.
That's a 6'4".
Yeah.
That's very appealing. Okay. Don't get me wrong.
Dude, I remember when the Spartan tuners came out for those.
Warhammer.
Dude, it was at first glance, it was like, no, there's no way. There's no way it adds that much power.
Mm-hmm.
And then you call them and they're like, yeah, that's like to the wheels.
Yeah.
You're like, what? Are you kidding me?
Like, rounded down.
Yeah, it'll actually do more.
Yeah.
But it'll do that. You're like, that is incredible. Like, there's no other diesel truck that you could literally hit, like you said, 3 buttons and add an entire truck's overall horsepower to the truck. 300, I think it was 350. I can't remember what the Warhammer 2 was.
I think 325 keeps coming to mind.
I want to say it was either 300 or 350. I don't remember 325, but I could be wrong. It's been quite a while.
Yeah.
But that was just it was just insane. And the price of it too, like compared to some of the tuners now, is like it's like $1,200.
So keep in mind to put these tuning on there. This is back in the day. So this is truck went to Mexico. So, but to think about it this way, imagine you could spend $2,000, maybe $2,500, and double the horsepower of your truck.
Yeah.
So you've now got
no parts.
Aside from the actual doing the delete, you got
yes,
yeah,
sure, but no performance parts. We're talking those are just block off plates,
and a
free flowing
pipe.
Exhaust or a delete pipe or whatever.
Stock turbo, stock injector, stock intake, like
stock fuel pump,
stock lift pump, stock everything. And this truck is going to absolutely decimate until it doesn't.
Yeah.
And that timeline is very short. That's the thing. Okay. But Mitch said it perfectly here. And I'm going to read his comment verbatim. He says, keep in mind Mitch's background, he's worked on basically everything. Anything with a diesel he's worked on, and anything around heavy duty, anything, he's had his hands on it. And he's also, likes going fast.
Yeah.
Okay. He says, I've seen tons of cracked pistons and them blow by for days, but back in my street days, 2010, 2013, I had a compounded 6.7 that for that time absolutely ripped. True. If you have a compounded 6.7 and like 10 to 13, you were like street king.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And if you were knocking on that like maybe 800, like you were fucking king dick.
You're moving. Yeah. And you got some power under that hood.
People don't fuck with you.
Yeah. Right.
Absolutely ripped. And if I pulled up to a 6'4" and he had a Spartan sticker in the back window, I knew it was going to pull like a freaking freight train. So keep in mind, we've got a truck that's just got deletes and a tune next to a guy who's like added a turbo, probably injectors, an extra CP3, a lift pump, and he's going, shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Like where he's actually like, I got to get a good launch.
Yeah, like it's gonna come down to like my timing off this light.
Yeah, I can't. The truck's not gonna win this one. It's gonna be me and the truck. Whereas the guy in the 6'4"
is like
with his super nice interior and sunroof, probably didn't even roll the windows up.
Yeah,
and like probably still has the AC going. It's like, oh hey, look at that guy. He's looking at me funny. What? He just walks him on 40s.
But it probably gets stomped at the light, but then just. Here he comes, just got the
RPMs, got the extra gear. No, well, it was a 5-speed compared to 6-speed, so we didn't necessarily have the extra gear. But yeah,
they were just incredible. It is honestly probably one of the more unfortunate stories of Ford's engine selection when they switched out of the 6.0 because imagine if that engine held up.
I know.
Imagine if that engine held up, like that. That would be like a. That'd be insane.
Well, and again, that's like did it get dogged down with emissions stuff? I feel like if they had designed it to run and emissions weren't part of the issue, or now with the way emissions are now, if they designed it with what they had to work with now, they wouldn't have taken the steps they did to, I don't know.
Yes, yeah.
I think it was too early. They were the first people to use PZOs.
I think it was, yeah.
Factory compounded, like
they were
fucked.
Yeah. When you look at the brochure of one, you're like, damn, that's a badass truck. But then you start seeing failures happen and all, And I honestly really like what Ford did with the 6.7. As far as they got the reverse heads, I know, obviously it gets hot in there, but it's a really cool idea, and obviously it's worked for them.
Yeah,
because they're still running the 6.7 today, and the 6.7 is an absolute powerhouse, but it kind of doesn't touch the 6.4 out of the box with just tuning. That engine was just, again, imagine if that thing actually held up and was durable and didn't crack pistons.
Mm-hmm. Imagine if the only issue it had was lifting a head like a 6.0.
Yeah. Okay. Head studs. Yeah.
Head studs.
Whatever. Yeah.
Wash drive pressure.
Yeah.
But the next part of the comment is that was the only truck I worried about back then. If you showed up to a dyno day and saw that same truck, you knew everybody else was competing for second place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fact.
Yeah.
And I'm going to I don't know if I should name drop him or not. I don't know if you did this. Anyways, so I have a friend up here. This is I have two personal experiences with 6.4s. I have a friend up here who actually bought his 6.4 from one of my friends in California. And he is on his third engine, something like that.
Who's that?
His name's Matt. I'll call him. His name's Matt.
He's up here?
Yeah.
Matt
Sinsel. There you go. He's a Matt fucking Sinsel. And guess what? He won one of our dynos.
Did he really?
Yeah, with that same truck.
Is it black?
No, it's like a blue metallic. He's got fiberglass fenders on the front now, like SVT.
Oh wow.
Flared. Got the big diesel boy wheels on there. He's a classic diesel boy.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And this truck absolutely freaking rips.
Yeah.
And again, he's on his third engine. Okay. How
many miles in between? Do you know? Like, what was the?
He's only had the truck a total of 5 years by this time.
Most people drive like 15,000 miles a year on average.
Yeah, just an engine every other year, whatever.
30,000 miles.
But I'll tell you what, it rips. The truck rips, absolutely decimates. I'm sure it does. I'm not sure it does. It does. Okay, it gets down. But the other person I want to talk about, his name is Billy. Okay, Billy. How do I put this without sounding like a major asshole? It's not going to make him sound like an asshole. It's going to make me sound like an asshole. Okay, he's a local guy up here. Billy wanted to make a really, really gnarly 6.4, and actually worked at a place that worked on diesels.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's in the best situation to do so.
Yeah.
He gets discounts on parts. He has a shop to work in. He's got people around him that experience. And whenever he's not at the shop, he was in the oil field. So he's got oil field money.
Yeah.
And if you know what oil field money is back in the early 2010s, oil field money is good money. Single, no kids. Wants to make a badass 6.4. Guess what? He abandoned his project. He blew up too much shit.
Yeah.
He had the money to do it the right way. He was doing it the right way and still
blew it up.
Walked away underwater.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you've seen how much money oil field guys blow on dumb shit. Okay. He tried to do it right. It still fucked him.
Which we actually appreciate all you oil field guys buying products from us. And it's not dumb at all. It's actually a smart investment.
I'll tell you what, some of my favorite guys that have bought stuff from us are oil field guys, because when that check comes through and they have a parts list, email it. Yeah, run the card.
Yeah.
You sure, man? This is like $18,000. Yeah, just run it, man.
Yeah.
Right now. We've also, back in the day, we would have a guy walked in for his truck. Hey, I just bought this Ram. Cool. What do you want? Everything. Okay. Well, what's your budget? Just everything. So, okay. Just start just like throwing parts together on a list. Like, is that everything?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm serious. Everything. And just drops a stack of cash.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 2 weeks, man.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be here.
Yeah.
It's like shares of Fast Furious type shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if that doesn't give you a scope of,
Yeah.
what you're getting into with a 6.4, I don't know what will.
It's bad when basically at this point, like that good deal truck, I feel like has been like the 6.0 has been replaced with the 6.4 because for the longest time, like anybody that would call be like, I got this really good deal on this truck. It's like, oh, what kind of truck? And then
What year
you're
6.0
whispering in your head, like, yeah, or you just say, yeah, what year 6.0. But I feel
I
like
did that too again. It's like, how'd you know? Like, fuck. Sorry, I've taken 3 of these calls today.
Yeah, but it's and just like we had talked about in episode 204, I think both of us said that we would take a 6.0 over a 6.4.
Oh yeah,
like every day.
it would for me to get into a 6.4, and this is part of one of the things that came up on the thread. And man, for me to get into a 6.4, this would be a good game. Maybe you and I will be on the same page.
Okay.
But for me to get into a 6.4, for starters, it needs to be trimmed the fuck out. This thing needs to be a King Ranch. I don't know if they made it platinum back then, but it needs to be like top tier trim level.
Yeah.
Freaking
Ranch.
primo. Yeah. Like power everything, sunroof, leather everything.
Yeah.
Not the Harley Davidson edition. No, I don't want those fucking flames on there.
Yeah,
no, I want this like
shit.
I want this cowboy Cadillac, city boy solid axle trimmed out package.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay, guys, make fun of me. I like my amenities.
Yeah.
All right.
They're all solid axle.
I know they're all solid axle,
Okay.
but for some reason, every time I hear like, every time in my head I think about like trimmed out city boy truck, I immediately think just a rainbow Duramax.
Yeah.
So I have to make that distinction. Okay. Yeah. It would have to be like original owner, maybe like 80,000 miles or less, bone fucking stock.
Yeah.
Bone. I would like there to still be like they went back to the dealership and bought the same stupid ass Transforce tires. Like I want a book.
You're talking shit about Transforces, man?
Yes. And I want a binder of maintenance.
Yeah.
I want to know that like the same tech worked on your truck for the last 10 years. And like I want like you have every time you filled up, you marked your mileage and where you bought fuel and also like, and you can see where I'm going with this. It has to be such a perfect thing. But and so it has to be primo, perfect.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if they make them in that root beer brown because I think that was just once they started doing the 11 to 16s. But I love that Ford root beer brown I've seen in some of the steel 6.7s. I think if they made them in a 6.4, I'd do that. But otherwise, I don't really care what color it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, primo, absolutely pristine. And it would have to be like $8,000. I know I just described like a $30,000 truck. It'd have to be $8,000.
Well, I don't think I would ever buy one, no matter the circumstance at all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just because all the cool shit that was out for them is now gone.
That's true. And okay, then for me to be happy with the truck, it'd have to go to Mexico. Because I tell you what, guys, one of the things, the biggest killers on those trucks is drive pressure.
Yeah.
And
yes.
The best way to get rid of drive pressure is to install an external wastegate on there.
Which goes in place of where the EGR goes.
Exactly. And also, I would potentially even get rid of the compounds on there and go with a fixed vane single.
Okay.
But it would 100% have to go to Mexico.
Well, I don't know. I might consider one that has like the Spartan, like all the cool stuff. Maybe H&S wastegate kit, like that kind of stuff. Engine just rebuilt.
Yeah.
Engine just replaced.
I want
10 miles on engine.
No, I want like 10,000 miles on that engine.
I want it still a little fresh though.
No, I want like. Because do you want to deal with that immediate issue?
I know, but do you want to deal with that asshole riding around on freaking Warhammer for those 10,000 miles and like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
If it's gonna break, it's gonna break.
I want to.
The dude's called Warhammer. What do you expect?
Or maybe buy it from the shop that is doing the work, and that just put the engine in, but it has all the goodies.
Yeah,
and they would sell it under the precondition that they would warranty their work for X amount of miles.
So again, deals that just
this
don't
doesn't exist. Yeah, we're talking yeah. That would probably be the absolute only way. The only other way I would buy a
08 to 10 Powerstroke is if it had a Cummins conversion done to it.
Well, that's part of the reason why my my bill or my budget's $8,000
Yeah.
because I'd buy it cash,
Yeah.
and I know that if the engine taters, it's getting a 5.9 common rail. Fact, and that was another thing that came up in that chat. Was
that's probably like one of the more of the what's considered quote unquote ultimate truck
100%.
is 08 to 10 F250 350 with a common rail Cummins. Done correctly and cleanly, because there's a lot of hack jobs out there
Totally.
where it looks like shit when you pop the hood, but done respectfully for the Ford and for the Cummins,
Totally.
and where everything works, like that would be it.
Yeah, and that's because a new engine or replacement engine is like $20,000 to $26,000. You give me $20,000 to $26,000 to put a 5.9 common rail in that truck.
Yeah.
I could probably do the full swap with like a 550 5.9 common rail build in there, and come in under budget and have enough to do like a Carly kit on it.
And then you have a a 500,000 mile truck.
Easy.
I mean, why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's one of those ones where like I would keep that truck forever if it was that way.
Yeah, because I truly do love the body styling, and I absolutely love the interiors of those trucks. Like Ford stepped it up huge
Big time
those years, where Ram was still kind of doing its same old shit. I mean, they kind of put a little bit of lipstick on it, but nothing too fancy. I mean, Ram didn't get fancy until like 2014. Yeah, when they started doing.
Go sit in the seat of a third gen, like a late model third gen. Yeah. And then go sit in the seat of a 6.4 Powerstroke.
Yeah.
That'll tell you everything. I'll tell you what, just look at the seat. You don't have to sit in. Just look at a seat. Look at a seat of a low mileage, like third gen, 5.9 or 6.7, but like 07, 06, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
Just look at the image of a nice Laramie seat stock.
They're not that nice.
No. And then look at the seat of it doesn't need to be a King Ranch, just like a Lariat.
Leather, yeah.
An XLT or a Lariat. Look at that seat and tell me which one looks more comfortable.
They're so much nicer. So much. I'll be the first to tell you that.
Like
Ram has drug their feet on interiors. GM has kind of had it figured out. Like I feel like they've kind of always had it figured out. Let's take all the jokes aside. GM's interiors have always been really nice. They're leather stuff. Even their cloth
since
trim,
like 99. Yes, once they went to the GMT 800s.
But Ram is just like we know who's driving these trucks and they don't give a shit.
Yeah. It's got a Cummins. I don't know if you can tell, but the guy's not going to care what the seat says because they got a C on the truck.
The guy that drives this literally has shit stains every single day in his underwear.
This truck leaves 3 skid marks, 2 from the back tires and 1 from the dude's butt in the seat.
Like seriously.
3 payments.
Like that's how Ram thought. And then like 14 came around, they're like, ooh, let's put some bolsters on these seats.
Yeah.
Let's actually dress this thing up. Let's put a nice screen in there. Let's change the dash. Like, let's do some cool shit.
Yeah, finally.
Even I would even say like the first generation, 4th gens. Like, so when they actually changed the interior,
the 1012s.
They were nice, but they were still, you could just kind of feel the cheapness of it. And then again, you go into a Ford and it's like, okay, this again, it just feels like a truck. Like this, a totally different feeling.
It absolutely is. So we also had some other comments on there about people that have worked on them and how many times they've seen them blown up and how many times they've just. Let's see. One of them, Scott Beaver. I appreciate your comments on there. And he talked about one of the 6.4'S that he had experience with blowing up, and at the end of the day, they had to. They ended up having to fix everything. Not like they didn't get nailed for it, but like it was just whatever. He had 46 hours in labor on this truck.
Jesus.
And just to do some quick math for you guys, 46 hours of labor. Okay. And I don't know exactly when this happened, but I'm just going to assume a pretty safe shop rate, $125 an hour.
Yeah, and let's say the guy works an extra hour a day, 9 hours a day.
So just for labor before tax, $5,750.
Fuck.
And going off the fact that we just told you that a replacement engine's like $20,000 minimum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
So you're like at least 25, 26 G's in this for just a stock motor.
for a stock motor that it's like, what's another way to put this? Like, if your 6.0 had blown up, and like, we got to put another 6.0 in it. Cool. But can you do everything to make sure it doesn't blow up again? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
It'll cost an extra $6,000.
Yeah. And then
Okay, cool.
6'4" guy.
Hey, can you fix all the issues so it doesn't blow up? Nope.
Nope. Can't do it. Sorry.
Can you like make us last longer?
Nope. Can't do that either.
Well, what do I do?
Try the shit out of it until it blows up again, then
Yeah.
come back.
I'll have one on the shelf for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's the unfortunate truth of it. I mean, it really is unfortunate.
I do hear, because we always talk about pistons cracking. I did have someone mention the max force diesel pistons, which are the when they.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know shit about those.
Neither do I.
I don't know if they're any better, if they last longer. I don't know.
It still doesn't really fix that because that drive pressure issue was insane on those trucks. And unless
It's
you
true.
have a wastegate, like there's a lot of pressure going on there, like a lot on like some kind of small parts. Like I mean, it's even with that, like I don't know, I'd still be sketched out.
Mhm.
Any truck that has a piston issue, like that's a fucking red flag. Of like, just like walk away, bro.
Yeah, it's not that big of an issue. Like, oh, Ram, sometimes the front end wobbles. Yeah. Oh, okay. Can you fix it? Yeah, we can fix it. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, that the tie rods break and the tires face the other way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, cool. Yeah, sometimes this piston is just fuck.
That's like me waiting in line for like a heart transplant, and all they have is like guys that have went through like 3 heart attacks, and those are the hearts that I have to choose from.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And they all drive Duramaxes.
Like it's just that's like the worst part to fail. It's like a crankshaft issue. Like we know Duramaxes have crankshaft issues
At
when
600.
At 600, but at least it's at 600
Yeah.
horsepower. It's pretty reliable at that horsepower level. But there's things you can mitigate that and stop it from happening, like an alternate fire cam.
Uh-huh.
There's nothing that fixes these issues.
Like, what do we do? Well, we head stud it, and we O-ring it, we do all this stuff. Yeah, we do that. So does it fix it?
No.
Like 15% better.
Yeah,
like,
it's
are you 15%? Do you mean like it's 15% not gonna, like, I have a 15% chance of it happening again? No. You have an 85% chance of it happening again. We've made it 15% better.
Yeah. Like that's a very small percentage of improvement.
I don't like that.
Can we bump those numbers up,
Yeah.
please? But
Positives on 6.4s. You know how 6.0s sound gnarly? 6.4s uncorked are fucking rowdy. All right. And so let's
can we
flip
pull
this-
up a video? Can we pull up a video of a 6.4 with a Warhammer tune on YouTube and just listen to it?
Yeah. The 6, so one of the things that makes a 6.0 sound like a 6.0 not only is the turbo, but when you start looking at engine configurations.
Yeah.
So it's a 5.9, I'm sorry, it's a 6.0, and obviously I'm trying to compare here.
Yeah.
And obviously a 6.0 is very close to a 5.9, but here's the thing, you have 6 cylinders in a 5.9, and obviously they're in a row.
Yeah.
Ready to tow.
Yeah.
And then with the Ford, you got 8 and a V, because sit down and pee.
Yeah.
Want a green if you want a me.
Yeah.
Throw back there. So now you have a smaller cylinder, which gives you that little bit higher
there.
pitch noise. But that also in the V configuration gives you the RPMs. And that's where you start getting these things rowdy. Like think about the first time you heard a 5.9, like 5,000 or 5,500 RPM.
Yeah.
It was wild. Like crazy, right? But then
That's like where the 6.4 starts.
yeah, the 6.4 or the 6.0 start coming alive at like 2,000 RPM, and they rev all the way up to 4,500,
Yeah.
5,000. Like oh my god, it's like this thing is
Or
gnarly.
either this one, because I have a feeling this one's probably going to suck with the audio. That one, Scott Thompson 6.4 Powerstroke on the dyno. I feel like that one might be a little bit better. Because and they're saying Spartan 310 tune.
Okay,
So maybe it wasn't 300.
keep
I
going
knew it
down.
was at least 300 horsepower.
keep going, right there.
Keep going.
585 low idle SCT race. Oh, that's not it. Sorry.
No, it was when you clicked on that video, it was off to like the recommended videos. So do that again. Click that. Okay, the one on the top. That one, yes. and it doesn't even clean up. It doesn't even clean up.
Oh, piezo injectors.
So that one actually was probably terrible because you hear the rollers and the tires on the rollers.
So, Corey, you have a lot of work on your hands, but we're gonna have to put that audio in the actual.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go with that one. No, go back to that first one. Oh, you're taking those. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. I see what you're doing.
Time out.
Yeah. So Corey's. So just so you know, like when we originally listened to this kind of stuff, we can hear in our headphones, but it's not in the podcast.
Yeah, so I was really boring for you guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that whole time we were watching there, if you actually watched it on YouTube, you could watch our faces watch it. We're like, ugh, like this face.
It's like,
but you guys can't actually hear it. So Corey's going to put that audio in there for you. We're also trying to put some links in there as well. But now we're going to watch one of the videos of, it looks like one of them doing a burnout. I know H&S had a really good video at one point, but it was with a fixed vane turbo where they blew it the fuck up.
Yeah. Boosted launch, Spartan tune. All right, let's.
4-wheel drive. Oh.
Yeah.
It's going to be rowdy. Oh, same guy, Scott Thompson.
Yeah.
All right.
That thing launched so hard.
We need someone
God.
not doing a 4-wheel drive boosted launch. I want to hear that ARP.
I know.
What's that? What's that one right there? Yeah, the recommended 310 tune boosted launch. Negative 13 degrees. Fucking let her eat.
Oh lordy.
Time out.
And even then, look at that. We've got climate
That's
control.
Celsius.
We got seat warmers. Is that Celsius?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's a C right there.
Yeah.
It's
So they're in the
Canadian.
teens.
I need this link.
Yeah, no problem. Producer Corey in his element right now.
Yeah.
We bark orders, and he's like, you guys realize that's
You
a
guys-
lot more work than
yeah.
We're like, just do it, man.
Yeah, just snip it and put it in.
Copy paste.
Yeah. Like when he let off, that was just when it was getting good.
Yeah. Yeah, that one. King Ranch interior. The King Ranch gauges are just sexy. Those are big dogs.
I can't save that commercial. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
That's fine.
Sorry, we've got a commercial going on right now, guys.
Okay, we're gonna do a boosted launch.
We're gonna do a boosted launch.
This is Grand Prairie, Alberta, Canada. It's minus 13 Celsius out. And I'm running the 310 tune.
Just like there's 120. There's 140.
Just giving her.
That is kilometers.
That's oh god. Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ, that guy's ripping. What? So what is that? What's at 140 kilometers? Oh, it's like 80. That's like 80 miles an hour.
No, it's more than that. 100 kilometers an hour is right around 60.
And now I need new tires, he says. 86. Oh, we got a nighttime launch. Jesus.
A 5R110 just giving her.
Yeah, they were just an incredible beast.
Now you get about 15 of those, and then your engine just goes. "Ah!"
Yeah.
Your piston, number one piston just goes. "Boop."
Yeah, you could literally mark them down on like a sheet inside
Yeah.
the rig and be like, okay, one down, 6 to
We've
go.
only got 3 more to go. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, 6.4'S. Again, I think they got a bad rap when they were when they came out. But that being said, if you are considering buying a 6.4, and I'm not trying to be facetious, not trying to sound like a dick or anything like that. You just need to understand that at some point it's going to cost you a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to be okay with that. If you're like, okay, I like to party. This isn't my, normal truck, or this is the only other or. If you are just some 6.4 whiz, 6.4 fanatic, you've got the special sauce. You've owned 3 6.4s. You beat the fuck out of them. They never seem to blow up. Do what you got to do, man.
Yeah.
Also, call me. Because I'm not gonna lie, if you have a special sauce, and you can get me like
I don't know what kind of special sauce you'd have. I mean,
I don't think it
unless building, you'd have to just build the shit out of the bottom end of that thing.
And here's another thing to think about too, because people post a lot about, there's all these really fancy race parts for these trucks,
Yeah.
and they immediately think like, oh, if people are making race parts for these engines, they must be good to go. No. Here's the thing about race engines, is when people find a platform that they want to invest in and make race engines, there's usually two things that, no, I wouldn't say two things, there's multiple things they think about, but part of the factor is like, can I make power with this? Yes or no?
No.
Two, I'm going to be tearing this engine down a lot.
Yeah.
Does this engine have a lot, is this an engine that's going to have a lot of runs and I'm going to be able to get decent power with, but I'm not going to have to rebuild it very much at all? Or is this going to be a very high, potent, fast engine, but I'm going to have to rebuild it a lot?
Yeah.
That's the 6.4.
Yeah.
So these guys that are making these super trick, like Rudy's, they're like
Run
one
the
of the,
Cummins.
they had a 6.4.
They did.
Yeah, that was rowdy. Again, did. That held some records. Okay.
Yeah, it did.
But again, this is
did.
It did. This is like something that gets torn down and rebuilt like 2 or 3 times a season, maybe even more than that.
Yeah.
And so people see that and like, oh my God, like one of the guys posted a triple CP3 conversion kit for a 6.4. It's like, yeah, that's great, but I guarantee that engine gets rebuilt 2-3 times a year minimum, and it's for a drag application.
Yeah.
So that's the other kind of other part you got to look at
Yeah.
there when you see things being used as a race engine. But I think they sound gnarly.
They do.
They're cool as far as like I live my life a quarter mile at a time, spicy
I
tune,
live my life 30,000 miles at a time.
and just giving her the R's.
Yeah.
Like that's fine as long as you are as long as you are cognitive of what you're getting into, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And just as long as you're okay with like, you know what, I may beat the living shit out of this thing, and I bought it for $20. I may end up selling it for $6,000.
Yeah. And
for
also,
some guy that wants the axles.
Just look at, who's holding records right now for like highest horsepower diesel trucks. What are they running? What are they running, Ben? You say it. Say it.
They're running a turbo diesel engine.
What turbo diesel, Ben? Which one? Which specific one are they running? All of them that have all of them that are up there. Which one?
It's goddamn Cummins, baby.
It's a Cummins, baby. It's a Cummins. All right. There's a reason for it. All right. That's okay. 7.3 guys have the record for the most displacement with least amount of horsepower ever created.
I mean, Brian Gray did set a record as far as fastest
Yes.
8th mile diesel.
There's anomalies out there.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Brian,
Just like there's some Sasquatches that probably have a big dick, but most of them are probably small.
below average.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, boys and girls, that's going to wrap this one up. I really appreciate all you guys tuning in. Again, if you have 6.4 stories, get on our Facebook page. I want to hear about them because they seem to always be exciting, and I like knowing that I'm right.
Yeah.
Not going to lie.
Yeah.
Like, if you are some sort of 6.4 whisperer, like you've gone and you have the ring for the gnomes that are inside and the warlocks that are and the wizards, all the wizardry going on in the injectors with the crystals.
Oh my god.
But what if I can't?
What if I can't get it? Oh, Leviosa.
Ronald, you're the chosen one. Harry, the chosen one. Leviosa. Yeah.
You guys don't know what we're talking about there. Just go on Instagram for 5 minutes. I'm sure you'll
It'll
find
come up. Don't worry. But if you seem to have the 6.4 secret, let me know. I'm always down to learn new things, but I don't think anyone does. And I don't think this is going to come around like the 6.0s did. Not even a
I
little
don't think so at all either.
Because let's think about that. The 6.0s came around to kind of losing that stigmata of breaking things all the time. It's been about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And they were stopped in 2007.
Yeah.
So we're now approaching the time that the 6.0s would have been figured out by now.
Yeah.
And they're not.
They're not. Not at all.
And they were also only made for 2 years.
Yeah.
So there's just not a lot of them out there.
3.
3. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas the 6.0 outsold. Yes, I know the highest horsepower Cummins, but the 6.0s, for even as problematic as they were, outsold every other diesel pickup every year that they were made.
Yeah.
By a lot.
Yeah. Let's just put it this way. I would rather buy a blown up 6.0 than a running 6.4.
Fact. I would stamp that.
Yeah.
100%.
And that's how I feel.
Like, no, not even, we're not even talking about interiors, just like
Yeah.
dollar for dollar, truck for truck, whatever.
Yeah.
I would buy a blown up 6.0 10 times out of 10 before I bought a pristine 6.4.
Yep.
Fact.
Fact.
That pretty much tells you everything you need to know.
Yep.
Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and check us out at dieselpowerproducts.com.